Part of the reason why I'm not full-time van lifing yet is because of these two guys right here. We've worked with trainers over the years, but they're still very anxious and reactive. So this last weekend was their very first camping trip with the van, and this is how we prepared for it. To start, we hang out in the van in the driveway all the time. They love being in there. Second, I've taken them for short rides around the block. We also loaded up the van the night before the trip because they start to get nervous when they see things being packed up. The morning of, we gave them their medication that the vet prescribed for various occasions like vet appointments. While we were waiting for that to kick in, we just hung out in the van again in the driveway while they settled down. I've always driven with them in crates, but in this situation, I opted to use their little doggy seat belts. This allowed them to kind of hang out on the bed like they normally do. I never recommend people ride in the back of the van without a seat belt, but we made an exception in this case, so their dad rode on the bed and back with them so he can be giving them lots of treats during the ride. But they actually eventually settled down. We had to make a couple pit stops, so every time we did that, we made sure to give them lots of treats. And of course, we had to pick somewhere where we knew there weren't going to be a lot of people and animals around. So we picked a vineyard that wasn't too far from home. It was about an hour and a half drive. We had plenty of space to ourselves, lots of room to roam where they wouldn't encounter anyone else. We were also able to go to the vineyard's patio and have some drinks while still staying far enough away for them to have their personal space, but still not be totally isolated. I'm still trying to get them exposed to other people and dogs, but I definitely followed their lead. I was really proud of how well they were doing. They did see a couple dogs off in the distance, but they eventually settled down and even relaxed on the grass. They had such a busy day. It was so nice being able to walk them around and not have to stress out about anyone coming by. They were beat by the end of the day, even so tired that they didn't even care that this little goose family was walking right by. They slept really well throughout the whole night, and it was great in the morning just to be able to open the van door and go out and explore with them. Look at all this space we had to ourselves. It just made me so happy for them to have a chance to explore somewhere new without any of their usual stressors. Although I made a mistake and didn't bring their medication with us, so I was a little worried about how the ride home would be, but they actually did pretty well. They did seem a little more restless, but overall I would say it wasn't too bad.